So you get there, Puff opens the door. How does that introduction go when you open the door and you see it's Puff?
I just dap him off and I walk in and he asked me if I knew who he was and I was like, no, and he tells me his name and I'm like, I knew who he was, but I was just like, and he was like, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Bad Boys, and I was like, and he played some music, I'm like, oh yeah, that's you. And he's like, let's go sit on the balcony.
He played his own music to let you know he was, like he played Bad Boy music and shit? He started dancing and shit, and he just played the music when he
just played the music. And I was like, oh yeah.
Alright, so play Puff a L, got theme music.
Hold on, let him go on real quick. Oh, she a jigga bop. Tonight I'm trying to chicken bop. Chicken bop, you know it's up, I'm really on my top. I'm on my top, say DJ running from the top, turn it.
YouTube, welcome back to the channel, man, and you already know it's another one, you know what I'm saying? Welcome back to What the Hell Is TV, where everything we react to, you gonna be like, what the hell is? So true, you know what I'm saying? So man, look, the title of this next video we finna react to is Why, you hear me? I can't make this up, bro. Now the title is Cameron reacts to model who bust a nut on Diddy while 50 Cent baby mother oils him down or put oil on him. That's the title, bro. Look, I ain't made the title. Yeah, that's the title, and this gonna be a wild one. Now, this another guy who came out as well, and I guess he was, I ain't gonna say ordered. You know, they ain't like they ordered him. I guess in a way they did order, but you know, they called him to come perform and you know, do the nasty, basically, you know what I'm saying? Why did he sit back in the cut and, you know, yeah, I like that right there, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, he another person who coming to speak out, and you know, he gon' basically have open up to Cameron in an interview about the whole situation and what went down with him, you feel me? So, yeah, man, it's gonna be another wild one. Appreciate y'all for clicking on the video. Man, so look, go get your drink, your smoke, whatever you do, you know, and we finna get into this reaction. And if you make it to the end of the video, you know what to do. Uppercut that like button, let's go. And before we get into this reaction, man, I wanna say shout out to Prophet Muscle. Yeah, that's his name, Prophet Muscle. I'm reacting to this video from his channel. So shout out to him, man. Even though he don't need the shout out, you know, he got 1 million subscribers. But I like to show love and shout out the creators, whoever I'm reacting to, or whoever video I'm reacting to, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, salute to that brother. Hopefully he see this and shout me out, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little small content creator, you know, but we gonna get there, man. But man, look, let's go, I'm gonna shut up.
Somebody baby mother too, which we can't really get into, but that's somebody baby mother. The Jane Doe bitch is f***ing this nigga who's supposed to, you know, Jane Doe bitch supposed to be somebody baby mother too, which we can't really get into, but that's somebody baby mother. But this the who f***ing the Jane Doe bitch with Diddy, who's supposed to be the bitch. It's crazy, but we gonna bring in, the name is Rico, and we gonna interview him right now. Yo, Rico, what's up, baby? Fresh off trial.
Man, what's happening? I'm blessed, my dude. How you doing?
Shit, everything. And first of all, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it, man. And we know a lot's been going on in the media and the news and all the publicity surrounding this trial. And I can imagine the last thing that you would think of, that you would get subpoenaed to go talk about what you do in a federal court case. So I know all this is probably a lot for you the last few weeks.
Yeah, man, they caught me off guard. It's been a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. So listen, a lot of people just get clips off Instagram or what's going on the trial, or social media, or the Shade Room, or Baller Alert, or Hollywood, or all the gossip pages, and they may not know initially what's going on. They're just taking bits and pieces. So let's kind of run this down. How did this initially happen? How did Puff and Jane Doe get in contact with you?
I work with an agency, and they got contact with me through the agency.
Okay, what kind of agency is this?
like a companion escort agency that also booked like entertainers to dance for like bachelorette and birthday parties as well.
So the first time you met Puff and Jane Doe, where was this at exactly?
It was at the Edition in Hollywood.
Okay, and how did that go when you first arrived there? So they reached out through this company that you work for, just so I'm clear. You get booked. When you get there, are you thinking you going there to dance? Let's ask this question first. Is this what you do, or do you dance, or you also escort?
I dance, but with this agency, it's a lot of the time when they book, it's like a lady that wants to go to an event, or a couple and the husband wants you to dance for his wife or go out to an event and be with her.
Right.
Kind of like a companion escort agency. But
Got you.
A lot of times it's bachelorette and birthdays.
So, because when I spoke to Sheree, he was saying that this isn't what he does. He just usually dances. This was kind of a first time thing. You usually be his bitches. That's kind of what you do anytime besides this.
No, it's mostly dancing.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's just mainly dancing. So explain to me. You get to the Edition. You get to the room. What happens when you get to the room? You go up there.
He said the nigga name was Rico, huh? Now, Rico interviewing Rico. Y'all know Cameron played Rico from Paid in Full, you hear me?
Elevator, get to the room. Who opens the door or who's there? How does this initial first introduction go?
When I knock on the door, Puff opens the door at first.
Fuck out of here.
And I walk in.
Get the so did you notice though, or you just think that you're going for what you usually do?
I had to sign the NDA before I went there, so like they kind of told me it was a celebrity client.
Got you, but you didn't know it was going to be there.
MDA, boy, that should have told you something right there, boy. Boy, that should have told you something right there. You better not speak on this when you leave here. You better not say nothing to nobody. Oh, we coming to find you. That's what Diddy told him.
No.
All right, so let's lay this out. You get there, Puff opens the door.
Clue.
Pardon me?
I had a clue.
Oh, you had a clue.
Like I had. Yeah.
Got you. So you get there, Puff opens the door. How does that introduction go when you open the door and you see his Puff?
I just dap him off and I walk in and he asked me if I knew who he was and I was like, no, and he tells me his name and I'm like, I knew who he was, but I was just like, and he was like, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Bad Boys, and I was like, and he played some music. I'm like, oh yeah, that's you. And he's like, well, let's go sit on the balcony.
He played his own music to let you know he was, like he played bad boy music and shit. He started dancing and shit. He just played the music when he
just played the music. And I was like, oh yeah.
All right, so play Puff a L nigga got theme music. It's a wild nigga. So he opens the door. You walk in, and y'all go chill for a second. You saying?
Yeah, like I walk in the living room and there was like towels laying on the couch and the floor and shit. And I'm like, all right, this is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on?
Right.
He's like, yeah, come and sit in the back so I can tell you what's up.
Right.
And then we go to the little balcony or whatever. And he's just like asking me about my career and how long I've been with the agency and what I do.
Right.
And like we were in there for like 20 minutes. And he was like talking about he likes porn and he's at a point in his career where he likes to curate and make his own porn. And then he started bragging. He was like, I got a girl in there sexy, you gonna love her. And then he tells her to come out. And she comes out.
Nigga, damn, bro. My bad for the pausing. I ain't gonna pause no more. But, man, he say he like to make... I told y'all in the last video I react to. That's basically what this is. Porn. You know. That's basically all it is. And he probably got this videotape. Well, yeah, he do.
In like lingerie. And we just like chill and smoke for about 30 minutes. And he was like, this is what I want to do. I want you to stand talking to her. I want her to stand at the end of the balcony. And like, it was like, all right, she's in the bar. You walk in and y'all just meet. And he tells her action and she just goes to like playing it. Like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? So I'm like, all right, I'll just play the role. You know, and so, we do that for like
this nigga got a whole
15 minutes.
Yeah, so get to the Edition. Puff opens the door. He says, you don't know who I am. You tell him no. He start playing bad boy music. walk with you to
he said like 3 different names.
Diddy.
Then start playing the music.
Yeah, then start playing the music because you like, whatever, I'm here for work. Then he sits down and tells you that he wants to curate a porn and then tell you what the porn scene is. So he's directing this fantasy, basically. So y'all was at a bar, and so technically in his brain, you just meet his shorty at a bar.
Yeah.
Got you. But he laid this out to you before Jane Doe came out.
No, he told me that, but when she came out, he like said what he wanted it to be while she was sitting right there next to him.
Right. And you was at the bar, so to explain that scenario, like how'd that go? Like you just, without getting detail, y'all really role played that for him?
We ran that for like 3 minutes, and I was like, this kind of weird. And she was like, well, what you want to do? I was like, let me dance for you.
Right.
So we went in, and she was like, let me pick the 3 songs. She picked 3 songs she wanted to play.
Right.
And that's when we like, I'm wondering why the towel was. I was like, what's all the towel was for? And she was like, you gonna see. So I start dancing, and she picks up the baby oil, and he's like instructing her what to do, and telling her to say certain stuff, and she kind of just following his lead. And as I'm dancing, I take my shirt off, and she like starts to pour baby oil on me, and he's telling her like, put the baby oil down, just sit back, kind of instructing her as I'm dancing.
Right.
And he pulls his phone out as I'm dancing for her, and I'm like, don't record me.
He really trying to make a movie for real. So when you told him, so let me ask you this. When you told him, I want to get back to a couple things you said, but I want to stay here. When you told him don't record me, what's his reaction to that?
He was like, all right, cool. He just like put the phone down.
Right. But I seen somewhere where you said it was still a laptop up, possibly.
Yeah, there was a laptop on the table next to him.
Do you think he was recording on that secretly, or you told him to shut that down as well?
I went and closed the laptop. Like when he put the phone down, I went up and I pulled the laptop down like that.
Got you. I also seen where you made it clear to him because, just for our audience, you're not gay. And you made it clear to him that you didn't want to be touched by him at all, to where you're also an MMA fighter, for what I'm understanding, and you showed him 2 of your fights to let him know, don't play with me. Is that correct?
Yeah. It wasn't not me showing him that exactly for that reason, but he was curious about what I did, so I showed him the videos. And then she asked me, she was like, are you cool with doing the threesome? And I was like, no, I'm not cool with that. Right. And then never tried it.
Right. Was it any point during this, and we're saying on the first initial meeting, was there any point during this encounter with you and Jane Doe, did you think that Puff would try to join? Because when I spoke to Sheree about it, he said he couldn't get right because he kept thinking about Puff in his peripheral, trying to come in and trying to join, because he said Puff was basically jerking off watching him with Cassie. Did you worry about that when you were in there with Jane Doe?
No, and I always had her position to where I could see him.
Right. Was he jerking off, pause, while you was slamming his shorty?
He had his shirt off and he was sitting with his pants on. He had his hands in his pants playing with his shit.
Wow. It's crazy. And now, that's what I asked Sheree too, you know what I'm saying? Baby oil, he said, was mandatory. Was baby oil mandatory when y'all was...
Yeah, I had to tell her, I was like, it's too much baby oil. Like, that's enough.
You gotta
we overdoing the whole baby oil thing.
Yeah, but like, what do you think that's about? Personally, like he just want to see everybody shiny. Like, what do you think? Why do you think that? What your personal opinion?
I guess that nigga, like, he wanted to, I guess that was like as him wanting to see them sweat or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I want y'all sweaty, playboy. I want y'all sweaty. You feel me? I guess, man.
Honestly, I can't answer. Like,
right.
I like the girl to be wet when I'm having sex, but that shit right there is just a little overkill.
Right, I got you. I got you 100%. So, how many times did you actually meet up with Puff and Jane Doe?
Jane Doe. Yeah. Twice.
Okay. I was seeing a lot in her testimony that she was saying, and not necessarily with you, she was just saying throughout these acts that she felt obligated to do this. She felt like she was just doing this because Puff was paying her rent. She never felt comfortable. It was times that Puff would have engagements with her and somebody else and then go off with the current girlfriend that he had at the time. When y'all was together...
Man, no, you still did it. See all that reneging part? You still did it, even though if you ain't want to do it or not. And I understand people get put in situations to where, you know, it be tempting, and they be at a vulnerable point. I understand. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm biased. Things happen in life, bro. You feel me? But if you did it more than once, bro, you know, twice or whatever, then you not no victim. You feel me? You just not, you know?
They're talking about you and Jane Doe. Did it seem like she didn't want to be there at any particular time, or did it seem like she was enjoying herself?
It seemed like she was enjoying herself to me. Like, we was joked out, laughing, chilling at the same time, you know, and it didn't seem like she was uncomfortable or felt forced at all to me.
Right. Did she orgasm?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seemed like she wanted to be there. She did.
Hey, another thing. See, by him saying that, this can help Diddy out in his case. Like, let's say if they was to pull this video up, you know, like this evidence, you know, because this one of the guys. Now, oh well, I think he already testified or whatever, you know. But so yeah, like this, in a way, that's helping Diddy. You feel me? Because it's like he didn't force no one. You know, they willingly participated.
What? Not to get too deep. Is she a squirter?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you felt it? Did you think the orgasm was fake, or she just was doing that to entertain Puff?
You never know.
Right.
You never know.
I got you, man. And like I said, there was a lot of things that she said. Did you know about who she was? I know you said you knew who Puff was. Did you know who she was?
I didn't.
Right. Did you know that? Well, you didn't know who she was. Learning moving forward, did you realize that this is kind of what she does because she's been with other people? Like I said, I want to make sure I don't use the wrong words here, but you know, who possibly put it like this. I'll word it like this. She said in one of her testimony that Puff used to threaten her with videos and said he would send it to her baby's father. Did you realize who this was when the trial actually started?
I realized the weekend after I had the first encounter, because when I got the NDA and the agency let me know that it was a celebrity client, I have a friend that's with the agency as well.
Right.
And I told him, and he told me, he was like, it's Diddy. And I'm like, what? Like, why would you say that?
Right.
Because he's with the agency and he was booked with them a couple times. So when I first opened the door and seen him, I was like, damn, he's right.
Right.
So after the encounter, I managed shows like the same show Sheree manages. Right. I managed their show in New Orleans, in Las Vegas, in LA.
Right.
And he's in the show. And after the booking, I was at the show and I was like, I told him about the booking and he showed me the picture. He was like, was this her? And I was like, yeah, that was her. And then he told me who it was. Wow. And then I was like, damn, that's when I realized.
Right. 100 fucking crazy. How far did these fantasies go? Like, I understand if...
Man, that boy hitting rappers' baby mamas. I'm telling you. Hey, that's something he can say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not to brag, but I'm just saying. That nigga can say, man, I blew your baby mama back off. You know what I'm saying? I had her in there screaming. I had her dripping with baby oil.
Like you said, the encounter, but was it oral, anal? Like, was he directing y'all that far to shit that he wanted to see, or was it just regular sex with baby oil?
It was. She did give me oral, but it was pretty much regular sex with baby oil. Wasn't no like crazy shit.
But was he directing her throughout the whole encounter, Puff? I'm talking about.
Yeah, he'll tell her like switch positions. When she's doing oral, tell her stop and pour the baby oil or pour it on herself, or it's like say certain shit, and she would follow along.
Wow. Did it seem at any time he would get jealous of what you guys were doing?
No, I didn't feel that.
Yeah.
But there was one time when she kind of caught an attitude with him. When she was giving me oral, I was like, damn, she nice with it. And he said, yeah, she's one of the ones on my A team. And she was like, I am the team.
Oh, got you.
So
got you.
No.
Yeah, she, the thing is, I mean, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it because of legal things, but came out.
Damn.
You could have been on the B team. I don't know what the problem.
Oh, I say, bro. Not to put all females in this category, but man, that make you think like all these pretty chicks, they be fine, raw, tens. But boy, they'll do something for some money, boy. Boy, they'll do something strange for some money, boy. Now this man, whole baby mother, bro, had a child with her, you hear me? At some point, I'm pretty sure he loved her, or maybe was in love. Even though they wasn't together, the fact she doing these type of acts, man, that's scary, bro. So true, so true.
If you're on the A team, yeah, you could have been on the B and C team, P. You feel me? I don't really get it what the problem is, but yeah, man, this is crazy. How much was you getting paid for this shit?
The initial booking was 2, but I got 5.
Okay, each time?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she ever try to reach out to you after
he gave him more
you guys all did what y'all did? By herself?
Through the agency. No.
Okay, never personal. Okay, cool, man.
Never personal.
Got you. Yo, P, you guys on the act? I saw him up here with my co-host as well. You have any questions for Rico? Thank you as well, man. We gonna Rico, more minutes and we're gonna get you out of here.
Yo, Rico, what's up, my G?
What's happening, bro?
Let me ask you a question. I know you gave him your dance name was Rico, so when you got subpoenaed and all that, how did they able to contact you and get your real name?
Oh, they wasn't. They never got my real name.
No, I know them, but for you to get subpoenaed.
But basically, we talked about it earlier just so he understood, even in the transcripts, it's not his name.
All right, copy. All right. Second question. You said you was just there to dance, so when you was approached to have and reenact this, was that your first time? Or you've done it before already? Or you just danced all the time?
I danced all the time.
All right. That's it.
Larry?
So how you doing, brother? So my thing is, I noticed the other guy, Sheree, I think that's his name. He was booked like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Why is it that? Why do you think that you were only booked for the 2 days, right? The 2 times, and why do you? Sheree only talked about his fee was only $2,000. Do you have different fees that you guys set,
Right.
There's a fee like the $2,000 is for the time. But then if like they wanted to do extra, then it's on you to be like, it's going to be this much for if we're doing extra. Because I'm there to just dance and date. You see what I'm saying? Or like go for an experience. But if they trying to do all that, then you can be like, this is my fee. Because it goes by time. So instead of, if it's $2,000 for 4 hours, if y'all trying to do something extra, then it's going to be 5 type situation. So discretion.
Did you feel some kind of way? Because like I said, Sheree was booked over it sounded like a 6-month period, and then and he didn't sound like he gave any resistance to Puff, but it sounds like you were like, "Yo, don't film me." And do you think that was maybe why you weren't brought back, or and because it sounds like you guys were all in communication? And then I also read that there was a situation here in Vegas that she saw, and I believe Jane Doe saw you.
I'm pretty sure that man don't care about the other dude or how much time he had and money or whatever. That man don't care about that. I mean, Shit, I mean, I don't think he don't care about that. You know what I'm saying?
You, and then with some other celebrity. Is that the? I mean, everyone's speculating about who the other rapper was. Was that you, the other rapper, with you and the other rapper, and in that whole situation as well?
No.
No.
Like, what you talking about?
Yeah, I was confused about that.
No. There was a report. I read a report that said that I think it was you, and that Diddy was upset because he saw you out here in Vegas with another freak off with another rapper, and she saw you, and that he went through her phone and saw that. That's what I'm asking. So that wasn't you then.
What I'm asking you, Larry, is what you read some shit that Puff was jealous that he was with somebody else?
I read that he went through the phone to contact him, and then he saw that there was communication.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Was that you or that someone? It must be someone else, because they said he was out here in Vegas with another celebrity, and he was upset because he was saying, why were you going to the freak offs with? And then, I assumed it was you, that the way they made it sound. It was you.
That shit Jane Doe all over the fucking place. She's fucking everywhere. But
I dance for celebrities, but...
Yeah, but I come to the conclusion with Jane Doe is this, man. This is what she do. And I don't want to say too much because she's basically saying in her transcript that she did it for her rent to get paid, or she did it. She never felt like she wanted to do this. And that's why I really wanted to bring Rico up here to get his point of view to feel like if it was forced, because you don't want to be insensitive to the situation as well. But that's what that's why I'm being very cautious on how I approach the situation. But to make a long story short, this is about his experience. And he's saying that the times he was there, she did not feel forced, which was really what I wanted to get down to.
All right. Yeah, I didn't catch that vibe.
Right, exactly. Yo, Reek, man, I really, really appreciate you coming on, bro. You always...
Right. I ain't gonna lie, Cameron, boy, that boy, he be answering some good questions. I ain't gonna lie, he be coming with some good questions. Like everything you can basically think of, you know what I'm saying, to ask somebody. But yeah, I feel like that's key, because like he said, she didn't seem like she was forced. She was doing it willingly. She was enjoying herself, sound like to me, you feel me? So at the same time, that can play a big part on Diddy's behalf. That's good, because they thinking he forcing chicks and drugging them and making them do this, but nah, they doing it themselves, you know what I'm saying? Anytime money involved and somebody take that money, that's not forcing nobody, they willingly participating, for the money, you feel what I'm saying? Like they say, all